We love you, man.
My problem is, where the hell? So I think we were just discussing so long as the things we didn't piss off the things. They go bye-bye, and we need some sort of roll out of Alavara to make them go bye-bye.
Yeah.
Yep, and we're back. Thank you, everybody, for your patience. Looks like the stream is still going. I couldn't stop it, so I started recording again, and everyone's unmuted, so good. Anyways, yeah, just to at least see what happens. You can do what you want. You can get an assist from anybody that wants to try to assist you, and there's also a +1 in your pool. So make the most out of it. I will have to say that things can go wrong here.
Yeah. And just to catch folks up, in case the crash cut part of the stream off, because I'm not sure where it kaput. It's a roll to determine how well Alvaro can put these guys to rest without making them mad. Please don't make them mad.
So I need to roll Alvaro. Is anybody assisting? Are you using the pool point, or are you just going for it?
The only one she would take assistance from is possibly Denny. I don't think she would trust either Ralph or Cecil in putting souls at rest.
I mean,
No offense.
you sure you don't want Ralph standing by with the death board to suck up corruption?
I don't feel that.
Wouldn't be a bad idea.
I mean,
but...
yes, but I don't think that comes into play in their final rites.
But Vinny will assist. He'll try to do an aid.
So that would be plus your bonds. How many bonds do you have, Alvaro?
1.
Is it,
So 2d6.
well, either way, it's one.
2d6 plus 1.
So
and tell me how you
So
assist.
it's 2d6 plus 1. 2d6.
It'll be what
He
your aid.
he basically. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I'm the only one that's rolling. Your aid just gives me the +1.
Oh, I thought I
Yeah.
had to roll for the aid too.
No, aiding is, I believe, unless I'm mistaken.
I think
Check
I
that.
think you have to roll to see how well you aid.
Yes. You roll
Did I
plus.
You do. You have to roll bond with
Oh
them.
yeah.
That's why I asked you how many
Okay,
bonds. So you roll,
That's
2d6
right.
plus
Duh.
2d6 plus bond.
So let
I got
me
it backwards.
retype that.
and then
Not bad.
that is fine.
I will assist basically by just, I guess, just being by her and maybe helping with some of the words. Let's roll the die.
All right.
A
Uh-oh.
whopping 5.
XP.
Mark XP. Thank you.
Ba-bum-bum-bum-bum-bum-bum.
I see Benny still has the luck of the die roll. Still,
It will never change.
it will never change.
So this experience,
I guess he's just holding out his sword and saying, "Don't fuck up." I don't know.
all right. And let's see your
You knew what
torments.
they-
You sure
Maybe I
you don't want me
shouldn't
to
take
stand
it
by
as
with the
assist.
death board?
Be standing by with the death board.
They, I think you only. Well, I mean, I think only one person aids, unless you wander
Yeah.
aid out.
No, I'm not counting that as an aid. I'm just in case it goes wrong.
Yeah, I'm just like, I got my anti-Ouija board in case more corruption shenanigans happen. My Luigi board?
Oh God.
Wario board.
As you stand there and holding your sword out, you feel drained yourself as this ritual passes on. It, whatever it looks like, Alvaro, you tell me, and I'll come back to. Is there anything special?
Well, there's incense involved, and it gets very smoky. from her whole
much
burning of
burn.
incense and
Too much burn.
and beyond that, it's mostly chanting that she does, and well, she was already glowing. The glow gets a bit more. And, you know, as she's performing their rites, the souls visibly lift from the undead and enter her, because that's how she purifies them.
Oh, perfect. Okay, so as you do
Yeah.
that, the four enter you, and also, Benny, you feel like this weird type of ethereal pull on you, and a little tiny bit of your soul is sucked into Alavara. It doesn't count as a soul. Like, you'll get your full 3 souls from these ghouls as their bodies drop to the ground, and their ghoulish features try to disappear, and they just look like the dead humans and hybrid that they were in their previous life. And they drop. The incense clears. Benny, it leaves you a little stunned as your intelligence takes a hit, and you get to check that box on, as well as your constitution. So, and actually, not your intelligence. I'm sorry. Your wisdom. Your wisdom. I'm sorry. Wisdom.
Wisdom.
It confuses you a little bit as a bit of yourself is passed on through Alvara into the gates.
Do I realize that happened?
Yes.
I imagine I would.
Benny just went and visited death himself and died, but didn't die and came back a different person. So he was susceptible for the moment, and you took a little bit of him.
I probably
as well.
should have. He feels guilty now.
You didn't dot that tittle on that.
Yeah, no, I missed that one.
Betty's just standing by with the Luigi board. Just
That felt unpleasant. Yeah.
Hey,
What were we doing?
my apologies, Benny. I should have seen that as a possibility. We were moving up to the next level. The ghouls have been laid to rest.
Oh,
so these
Good.
bodies ain't going to jump
Good.
up at us anymore.
No, they shouldn't.
You sure?
As certain as I can be without rendering them to ash.
As the cat person hits the ground, just all the stuff slumps out of his pockets everywhere to kind of accentuate what she was saying.
I'm just going to grab these parts, but I think I can help out with the whole reduced to ash thing. Just give me a minute. And like we just watch Ralph just go over and start picking up the parts and just he's sticking in the various tech pockets throughout his robes.
I'm just curious. Benny did explain that the black gates are broken, right?
I don't know, did he?
yes.
Okay.
Benny did express that.
Okay.
That is quite important information.
Yeah. Especially because yeah, I can't be certain they won't come back. It'll be different souls though, probably. They seem to want to be at rest, but you know.
So Cecil, one of your minions is like, hey, he points at the servant that Ralph is collecting the stuff around. And he's like, hey, boss, that one there, that looks like my aunt's cousin's mother's brother's sister's nephew, on twice removed on the third side of the family.
Yes. It looks like an upgraded and more powerful and useful version of you.
That's what I was saying.
Because Dad's upstairs, and we're all going to die.
But he wouldn't have been living. Well, maybe,
Yeah, exactly.
He would have been living under the reign of the Overlord before, but
yes.
but
Yes, I understand. Because I am what I am, and you exist now. He shouldn't, but he is. And if he's up there, we're screwed. There can only be one.
okay, sounds good.
Well, this entire time, like after Ralph has filled his pockets with stuff, I'm assuming this is all just
Out loud.
this is all material for components,
Yeah.
and all that stuff. So,
Yep.
like 2 components or 3 components. How many? Like,
I'll say 3, like the skull.
okay.
And that's the treasure.
Femi kind of points to something and says, "Hey, Ralph, what do you
Yeah.
make of those gloves there?"
And like Ralph will like reach down and just kind of pull the gloves off. It's like embroidered glove set with Jessam's chips. Can I attempt to analyze Dwemer to determine if they are enchanted or not?
Yes. Is that something you have to roll for?
Yes.
Oh.
And depending on the success, you is the whole whether or not I get to ask 3 questions, you answer them legit.
Oh, yeah.
2 questions legit, or if I
lovely.
flub it, it's one truth and.
So you can't tell if it's magical just by looking at it. You have to make a roll.
I could probably tell that it's magical
Roll is
properties,
what it-
but to determine what exactly kind of magic it is. Because the specific labeling is when I closely examine the trigger on this is when I closely examine a magical object for the first time.
Okay. Well, they weren't originally going to be magical, but this was more fun, so I'm going to say they are magical.
Okay. I would like to analyze Dwemer to figure out what kind of magic.
Okay.
How did they work?
Oh,
Hey, I get to ask 3 questions.
Ah,
and one of them
nice.
is a lie.
No, because I succeed. None of that can be a lie.
Ah,
That's only if I flub.
okay.
I think that was a
so
fail.
what do they do?
They go on your hands. Sorry.
Wow.
If you activate it, the stones cover your body, and it acts as an armor +3 until something goes wrong with them.
Okay. How is it activated?
You're probably some kind of probably actually like this.
So somatic, a somatic gesture.
Up and away, Web.
Yeah. Yes, a hand sign or some type of identical squeezing. Yep, to activate them. Maybe you have to you have to do the friends flipping off thing.
Glove swords activate.
Yeah.
You
so,
have to flip a double bird to whomever you're facing.
So the last question,
It's a
if
double
I
middle
can be
finger.
permitted some latitude to modify this question just ever so slightly, is there anything wrong with these things? And if so, how are they fixable?
They're weak enough that if they're struck repeatedly or they're used wrong, they can break. Like if the leather splits, then you can't repair them.
Yeah.
So it's something you can activate to use. But if something goes wrong, obviously if you roll bad, they can break.
So these are geode encrusting gloves, specifically attuned to earth ley lines in order to increase dermal resistance. And like he looks and sees like the blank face look on everybody. It's like these make you very, very tough, but these are very, very brittle.
It does not
Sounds like something you need.
doesn't stack with other armor. I will say that. So you take the highest of whatever armor or that, right? Which 3 armor is probably pretty sick in this game.
So, Ralph will look at him for a moment and it's like, and then he'll put them in his hand and he will offer them to Alvaro. It's like, you could probably use these. You get hit a lot more than that.
Yeah, she also is unarmored entirely.
Well, there you go.
Well, there we are.
So you'd have to say that I want to activate these gloves and
Yeah.
power up, and then
Beep, 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 beep.
you have a
Power up.
you have a +3 armor.
My old man would call these something
Nice.
like rock gloves or something. I don't know. You figure.
Come on, Ralph.
Anyway.
Ralph, we can think of a much more clever name than that. That's why we have to go back into business together, he says
Gloves at the Gym Forge.
on the back. He's like, don't forget McLeod, small appliance repair for all your customer needs.
Anyway,
Even
give me
does
just a half a second. And, like, Ralph quickly references, the enchanting book that he picked up, which is the way, the kind of in-game way I'm going to say is how he got his leveled up move for the runic empowerment. So he's got two new runes he can empower his pokey stick with. And he is going to inscribe the rune of fire.
So what's the one that's okay?
So it adds the fiery. So it replaces the force tag, and instead my stick now has the fiery tag.
Okay.
Which I'm assuming means I set stuff on fire when I tap it with my stick.
Yes, it does.
At the
no
cost
longer
of
the yeet stick.
yeah, at the cost of one supply. So because this is me erasing my work and then redoing it with magic chalk. So it's like, okay, let's see here. Boop! And just like he goes through, it just boops each of the corpses.
Oh.
Trying to ignite the corpses to burn them down to ash.
Oh, clever.
So that they can't come back.
They start on fire and make a very... So this room has all the broken vials that have all the liquids in it to retain those organs. All the flesh golems that were killed and mostly mauled by the ghouls. And now the ghouls' bodies are on fire. Plus all the other things that are on this level. And so there's a real pungence to the air as these ghouls go up.
It smells like pork chops that have been overburned.
And out in the sun for 3 weeks.
And marinated in skunk juice.
Gross.
Let's move on.
All right.
All right.
Shall we go to the next level?
And hope the wizard has good circulation in the tower.
Hope the wizard does not have good AC in the next level.
Reveal areas. All right.
As you go down, as you start climbing up, you hear a bottle tink, 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 tink. As Cecil throws the now empty bottle over his shoulder. All right, let's do this.
So
Secrets?
Ralph,
Feeling better
Ralph
now.
like and looks at Cecil is like, I mean, your old man can't be that bad.
Oh, you guys. Love you guys. I'm gonna miss you guys.
So
I mean, he did.
Yeah, that's true. He's not dead anymore.
You are not dead.
He is still dead. He
Mm,
is still undead, or he is
that's
still
even
dead.
worse, 'cause
He
it's
is
harder to
simply
kill him.
not on the correct side of the black gates, and it's uncertain whether they're in control or not. As
He puts his
Fane,
hand up
at the
like,
very least.
he's like, it doesn't. Okay, and he's like, okay, team timeout. I'm not just a tavern owner. I'm an
Oh,
heir
really?
to a lot of problems with this world, and one of them is a source of power that, well, we call it the Overlord. You get one or two kids, usually kill them until one of them kills you, and the package deal is you get minions that spring out of the ethereal ether, so they're mostly not real. And
Isn't ethereal ether an oxymoron?
yes,
Or redundant, actually.
and
Actually,
redundancy.
like Ralph gets ready to go into a long explanation. He's
Up.
like,
Hold on. And the package deal also comes with homicidal rage, or the uncontrollable desire to dominate and destroy all things in your path, or greediness to the point of, well, my
Excess?
great grandfather, when he died, the knights that killed him use a black hole bag to destroy the entire cabin or the entire castle / mountain he was in, because he filled up the entire castle / mountain he was in. The
I'm
minions,
beginning to
bless the,
understand you far better now, and I'm not sure if that makes me more easy or uneasy.
it's fine. Everything will be fine for me. I inherited the power when someone else killed him. I won't say I could have warned him. I didn't. But if he's here, if he starts absorbing the power back, it comes within a kingdom worth of better minions. And they come running. Like lemmings with razor sharp fangs and claws and can kill 5 knights in one blast.
Yes, well,
So
that
we
is why
should
we're
hurry.
going to stop it.
Ralph looks
that's
at
fine.
So
probably
it
looks
tells
at
me
one
we
of the
need to
minions.
hurry.
That's one of the minions, just like. I mean,
So you got the defects, is what you're saying.
No, I'm new. I haven't got all the going on. I'm a baby. I'm a baby. I'm like 30, but he's only been dead for a year, so it takes time. I'm hoping for material greed. I don't really get a choice. That's why I'm trying to fill up my good karma, be like a good buddy to some friends, make some money, hopefully not turn into an evil douchebag. But I mean, I've had fun so far being a good guy, according to my own personal image of a good guy. We're not half as dumb as I used to think they were.
So what did your father get? The homicidal rage?
Conquering an entire continent.
You guys actually, you remember a
It's
story
a lot.
that you heard on the news about a year and a half ago. There
are
were-
you talking about the guy who conquered Westralia?
Yeah,
oh, jeez, that's canon. You suck.
yep, that's him.
That's the best I can come up with on the spot, buddy.
Westralia is
Maybe you shouldn't try.
Westralia happens to be the territory north of the mountains.
Of Boston?
So
The Diamond
so
Summit.
Westralia is in the north.
Yes.
Got it.
Because fuck
Well-
your geography, I substitute my own.
There was an Eastralia, but it got consumed by a version of an Overlord about 40 generations back.
That explains.
Are you talking about the-
much.
Are you talking
Geography
about
class was so confusing when I was younger.
Isn't that the continent that just got up and walked away?
Pretty much. Walked away. It's nicer to say that than swallowed whole by a monster. It's,
Westralia.
You know I'm going to finish that project for you, right?
you need to, yes. I'm really looking forward to that, because that will get rid of a lot of trash and save me so much money.
All right, well,
Is your
Anyway,
team-
Carry on,
now
then.
that the warning's been given, tally ho! I'm drunk enough for this.
I need some clarification here, Cecil.
Mhm.
After everything that you've told us,
Mhm.
you fear the power that I have.
No. Well, not the power. Death is. I mean, we all die, and they all die. And he points to the minions, and they're like, a lot. But we're not. What's the word? We're not in your pond. We're in a separate pond. Sort of, like the ocean's here, and some reason there's a little fish pond over here that goes the opposite direction your souls tend to go. Ours goes down, yours goes up most of the time.
so
Death doesn't discriminate.
It doesn't. It takes and it takes and it takes. But we're not in the same.
So you're saying that you guys are on a different ley line convergence. Wait. Just like at this point, like he starts reaching it, like he reaches into his bag, and we
Yeah.
start seeing books come out.
Like, you guys have souls. We have the Overlord.
So,
I'm feeling fueled up by the Overlord, but that would explain why it slowed down, why I'm not feeling more assholey if Dad's back, taking it back instead. So we can go with the evil we know, or
so,
go with the evil I don't know yet.
let's see
His
here.
big old
Let's see here.
smile. And you
So-
see like some of his features becoming more bestial, like his teeth are sharper now. Let's move on.
Shing, sparkle, sparkle.
Mhm.
So like Ralph starts pulling out the 5 books that was down on first floor. So let's see here. Enchanting, blood magic.
Wizardry.
What are the other wizardry?
And then Soul and Body, Volume 1. Soul and Body, Volume 2.
So think of it like this. Your soul is yours. Your dad's soul was his. I didn't have one. Dad didn't have one. We had the Overlord. But I am here. So when Dad dies, there's a backup for the Overlord to go to. Right now, there's 2 of us. One of us
Your
knows how to use it.
constructs.
One of it knows how to use it, and the other one's learning it. He's more dangerous. I'm scared to go face him if he takes it all back, because I don't know what happens to me if he takes it all. Because when Mom had me, he gave me a little bit to sustain me as basically a way to keep the adventurers off his trail. Because everyone loves a good tavern. And I'm used to that. I like my tavern.
Making sense.
I like my
I
tavern.
never thought I'd
and
say
he
this,
was a
but
jerk.
he's making sense.
So that's why
I
I'm
mean,
scared.
he currently is making more sense than your whole. Hi, I went and chatted with Death, and now I'm half a foot taller.
That happens all the time.
It happens.
It's
Happens
deities.
more often than you think.
I've known like 3 adventurers that did that. It's freaking scary when they do it at your inn. Whew. A lot of mess.
No one ever does regular apprenticeships anymore.
Death
If
doesn't
we could.
take apprentices.
Nope. It just takes.
More like contracts.
Yeah.
Contracts have
Hope
regulations.
you read the
and
fine print. I
backup
don't imagine
clauses.
Death makes his court dates very frequently. So, but yeah, he's scouring.
Yeah.
So, I would like to attempt to spout lore
Mm-hmm.
utilizing these 5 books to see if I can draw a connection between quote unquote the 5, what Cecil has just told us in the contents of these books, and see if I can't puzzle out how it's all related.
Spout lore. Spout away.
Do I have any sort of advantage because I have the 5 books in possession?
I don't think so.
Okay.
And then you have 7.
I mean, a 7. For spout lore, that should be.
Spout lore.
No, that means I get 1 question, right?
It's just
The GM will only tell you something interesting. It's on you to make it useful.
so. Enchantment magic obviously comes from the MacLeod family. Wizardry obviously comes from Zorm. But then there is soul and body, and then blood magic. So there's only 4 magics, but there's 5 books. But skimming through soul and body, you realize is actually there's 2 different types of magic that both rely on the soul and the body, but differently. And then blood magic is just nasty stuff. It's blood magic. So it's easy to probably pair Tim MacLeod to enchantment if you're looking at the 5, and Zorm, son of Zorm as the wizardry.
Mm-hmm. Cecil's father is the blood magic. I'm calling it now.
Whose father? Cecil's father?
I think because of the nature of the Overlord might be soul and body.
Well, actually,
Because if their souls don't go to the same place as everybody else's,
yeah. That one does make sense. Does that mean... don't tell me Fane has blood magic.
I'm not saying anything right now. I'm letting you guys put things together. Remember, you also have the names of the people, like the controller, the machine.
Yeah. I haven't quite started figuring those out yet. Oh, wait. Okay, Cecil's father would be the power, probably.
Mm,
It makes sense
That's
given
about
the
right.
source of the
There's the controller,
Overlord.
the machine, the power,
Oh, wait.
the key, and the gate.
Controller makes sense, too. Yeah, I'm not sure on those yet.
I think Dad might be related
Makes
to
sense for
the
the controller.
machine.
Yeah.
And he just kind of holds up his
Tim
magic magic staff. It's just like considering the line of work,
Controller.
the
True.
gate and key.
True.
All this talk about the black gate.
Yeah, what about it?
Aye.
The
It
gate
is-
and the key.
Yeah.
You sure that's you're not drawing the connection that the gate and the key must be related to folks who could do weird spoopy whoopy soul magic stuff.
Yeah, that's where Benny kind of looks at Alavara.
Fane was a spark, but he didn't have any powers. He had a spark of magic, but not...
Well,
He couldn't do anything with it. He couldn't access it.
like Ralph will hold up the book of wizardry. It's like, I don't think he used power. Was a better from practice, like the best power for machinery, especially arcane machinery, is raw magical output. Especially if you attune it to the proper ley lines. Who has the greatest control
You
over
see
ley
this
lines?
light just... You can practically see the light bulb go on. And the color drains from her face. She's pale to begin with.
Zorm's the power source. I think, and he points to Cecil, your paw must be either gate or key. I'm more like, consider that your little, and he points to your minions, little buggers just kind of, might be
Pretty
gate.
sure... I'm fairly certain Cecil's father is the controller. Unless...
Except that in this, like, he holds up the blood magic tome. It's like, again, I think his paw is closer to soul and body.
Yes, soul and body, but... Okay, you're conflating the two. Soul and body is not necessarily gate or key.
But it said when we were talking about
Okay,
opening gateways to pop.
Yes, the five are trying. What? They're doing something that we need to stop. We haven't been given the exact details about what. The five, the titles that they have likely correlate to what position they play in these plans.
Right, and I'm saying that.
So there's a power source where they're drawing the power from.
Zorm.
I'm willing. I would guess that Zorm is the controller. He's likely to be the mastermind behind it all. Because the dead cannot bring themselves back. There has to be someone living controlling it. Zorm, the controller.
I still think he's paw.
The power.
I
believe his father to be the power. The power behind the... From what little we know about the Overlord, very powerful. Certainly more powerful than any spark of magic that Fane had.
What exactly did Thane do?
He didn't. He had a spark.
What kind of spark?
But he could not access it. I don't know. It never manifested properly. It was the offspring. Any offspring that he might have had would have had a greater chance of having magical capabilities, but he himself did not have any. It never manifested. It was just the potential.
Like Ralph turns to Benny. He's like, I'm not sure how you play into this. You said something about your wife, yeah?
Yes. She
I'm-
was just
Did your wife do
Thinking-
any gestures vaguely of like magic, like weird magic gestures?
She was a seamstress. That was all she did.
And
She was
I
excellent
believe-
at it. She was a perfect tailor.
I believe her and Fane to be the gate and the key. I'm not certain which one is which. However, this is all academic until we get...
Up there.
I'm not even sure if this matters, to be perfectly honest. We simply have to stop what it is they're doing. So, let's stop wasting time.
Got that conversation going. It was great.
Yeah, Cecil nods. He's like, my buzz is going down, and if I'm around to face him, I would rather be buzzed. So let's move on.
Not gonna lie, out of character, like as I was going through the list, I was changing what I had written down already because I'm like, wait, she's making connections that I didn't. And I could be entirely wrong, you know. That's entirely possible.
I think on the meta level, you and I will have some disagreements, but
Oh yeah.
All in good time. All in good time.
yeah, but it's like, all right, well,
Everything I said makes sense, but I could also see Fane, I don't know, Fane being the power if we take that his spark is being used by somebody else, which hence why he was asking for help. I don't.
Well,
There's so many different
we're
ways it
going
could go.
to
did we just get
we're going
yeeted
to
from the
find
tower?
out sooner. We'll find out sooner. Than later. So carry on. Carry on. Carry on. That's
Carry
nothing
on
really
our
matters.
way, us wayward sons and daughter,
Dum, dum, dum.
or wife, I guess.
Old lady.
So, the floor that you're on basically is pretty boring. It's just a few different bedrooms. It looks like they're guest rooms. Maybe there's one master bedroom that maybe is Zorm's, but it's all torn apart and ghoulish, nasty smells are everywhere. And there's a couple rooms for guests. You figure this is where the ghouls are staying. You can actually see their wardrobes for their traveling clothes were all torn apart too. So it appears to you that those ghouls were probably guests in the tower when the shenanigans hit the fan, and they were in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Boy, it sucks to be them.
It does indeed, but now they are at rest.
Now it sucks for us.
So do we go to the top floor and get this show on the road?
I would. Is there the door closed, or is this a landing and a closed door, or is this like a trap door, or what?
No, it's very much open. I just haven't revealed everything yet.
There's one form that I've seen that isn't accounted for yet.
It is. It's the
We
last.
got the 5, and then that one.
Oh, you're racking your brain over there.
You said it was familiar. I have that very specifically written down in my notes that the very last one is familiar to me, but it's very, very dark.
Which what? For the ones up here?
I don't have a specific floor listed for that one. I've got the 4 distinct entities 2 floors up, which would be the top floor, and that's
Mm-hmm.
our 4 relations. Light and fluffy with corruption. I have it written down, but oh wait. Or was Zorm a separate one?
Yeah, I think you might be thinking of Zorm.
So
Okay.
real quick,
That's why. Okay. I had those listed as 2 separate ones. That's why. I confused myself. Never mind. But
Go
there's
ahead,
the
Ralph.
one. That one. Okay.
on the floor where the guests were before they went poodles to being undead. Is there anything resembling like a metal goblet or anything of the like, any like metal objects that are small that could be
Oh, I'm sure.
hefted?
I'm sure there's several things like that.
The chamber pot.
Ralph will, if Ralph could find a pitcher, he's going to specifically grab a pitcher just for writing space on it
Okay.
and take it with him.
That's easy enough. Yeah, why not?
And as we're going up, I would like to go ahead and try to craft an enchantment. Specifically, I want to craft an enchantment that, when thrown, this object explodes in a nimbus of holy light, essentially.
Holy light. Ooh.
So
Pretty damaging.
So
Magic grenade.
yeah,
You basically turned the pitcher into the holy hand grenade of Antioch.
Yeah, that's precisely
One,
what I'm doing.
2, 5. No, 3. Ah, 3.
Three, my lord.
Yeah, so essentially I'm making something that I can yeet and possibly have go kabong and possibly clear a room of
All right.
undead nasties.
Go ahead. You rolled 10.
I rolled 10.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yes.
So
you get to choose
I only have to
two
spend
effects.
one. I get to choose 2, and I only have to spend 1 stock on it. So, so I am going to say that the enchantment does not have any known side effects,
All right.
and that the enchantment does not have any weird limitations.
That's what I would have picked too.
Because I mean, this is not a permanent thing. This is kind of a one and done. It eats, explodes.
You straight up made the perfect grenade as long as you throw it well.
Yeah.
All right. Should I reveal the top floor?
And you said the one thing, so I'll jinx it all.
All right. That's my prep, guys. I'm the main guy who has to fucking duck.
All right. Let's get this up. And you guys are
Oh my.
there. Let's see if I can zoom out just a touch. So you get to the top floor. There used to be a door to this chamber, but the door has been exploded into a million splinters. And what you're looking inside is this large circular ritual chamber. And there's this gigantic, large rainbow-colored orb that's upon a pedestal in the center of the room. If you would have watched our Dungeon World Season 2, there was a similar rainbow-colored orb at the focal point of that campaign. Ooh, nasty business. This is an orb that's just like it in the center of the room. Zorm is at the one end, entranced. He's in this. He had a chair beneath him, but he's kind of like been pulled into the air like this, and he's just like, his eyes are open, and oh hey. His eyes are open. He's just like, and he's being held in the air, right? Excuse me. In the end of the night, there goes my voice. At the opposite end is this green portal, probably back about here, and this morarg that is, or however you pronounce it, that has come through, just like what you ran away from back in the dungeons before. And then where we started our adventure. It's on the opposite side, and it also seems to be in the same position, entranced like this. Its intestines are moving all over, and there's this greenish black lightning that absorbs from the rainbow orb and is connected to both of them equally. And it's like they're kind of pulling back and forth on this power source. And in the chamber, swirling above, like they're caught in a whirlwind, are these 4 wispy bluish white essences being whipped around. Well, 3 of them are bluish white. All these purple dots here. One is actually we'll say purplish because that's the color I went with before. Zorm is definitely your blue color in that for Alavara, and the red is definitely the undead creature, and then the 4 spirits floating around the room. Benny, I mean, maybe you wanted to believe it, maybe you didn't want to believe it, but that is Lucy as one of these wispy purple-colored essences being thrown around, and also Fane being thrown around. And then there are some who call me Tim the Enchanter McCloud, also looking just like on the back of Ralph's cloak, being whipped around. And then there's one that's of darker, more malignant tones. Let's just give him another color. Let's just... There we go. And
Turd brown.
yeah, poop brown, thank you. Because that's what Cecil would like to have picked for it, probably. You see this...
Because that means I wish I wore the brown pants today, not the gold ones.
Now, there was a story when the whole Cecil thing came up, and it kind of comes back to you now, that about 1.5 years ago, there was what people were calling the Overlord, north up in Westralia, above the Diamond Summit Mountains. There's this other tower, and the thing is, there's this guy who's amassing a great amount of control over the people in the Southern Lands. And what you guys remember this, and you're like, oh yeah, I remember magic was a little wonky then too, and then it got better. But what he was doing is he was trying to take control, like basically taking control of the internet, and he was squeezing down the bandwidth and forcing people to pay in order for him to crease it back out. So he was taking control of the magical conduit, all the ley lines, and he was hoarding it and doling it out to those who could pay.
Very
Okay, so
successful.
I've got the controller and the power mixed up.
And then there was this group of heroes, these knights in shining armor. It was some big rough dude, some like alchemist dude, some real spiry, like roguish type dude, and then this guy who looked like he was, you don't know, he called himself the Hound, but he looked like he had shark's teeth. They called themselves the Purgers, and these good guys, they marched themselves into the Overlord's tower, and they put an end to him, and that was the end of him. Magic returned to normal. We didn't hear about the adventurers anymore. Life went back to normal. So you're standing there as you look around, and this last silhouette that's different than all the rest is bigger and more menacing, but it gets swirled around helplessly, as so you think, as well. But you can't see this one clearly. And this is the situation that you see. What do you guys do?
Can I analyze Dwemer on this magic site here to try to get a grasp of what the actual flying F is going on here?
Are you talking about the ritual circle or the orb? They are two different things. Or like the magic that's been conducted? Like, what's your specific?
I guess I'll go with the orb first, because that's probably what immediately draws my attention as Ralph here, just because it's obviously some kind of magical apparatus.
Okay.
Frack.
That's a 5.
Uh-oh.
So I get to ask 2 questions, and one of them's a lie, and I get to add plus 1 XP. Marking my XP.
2 questions and 1's a lie?
Yeah.
For the answer? Okay. I love this.
Oh god, this is the worst one to get that.
Yeah, I know.
Oh boy.
What's wrong with this thing, and how can it be fixed?
And what's the other question?
What does it do? This is probably the most optimal thing I could do, because either we find out what it does and need to trial and error how to turn it off, or we know how to turn it off but don't know what it does and potentially suffer the consequences of turning it off prematurely.
We're gonna suffer the consequences either way.
What it does is it opens up a connection between this world and the next. And what's wrong with it? And what's wrong with it? And how can it be fixed? Well, it was fine until the wizard and his corrupted magic tapped into it. So the power source has to be disconnected in some way. Whether
We have to turn it off and turn it back on again.
So whether you destroy the Morg or destroy Zorm or some way pull one out, it's like you're getting shocked by a wall socket and you gotta hit him with a board in order to get him away from it or whatever, or probably something bigger like an electric fence or whatever to make him let go. So you have to do something like that. But there are also spirits like getting swirled around in here, and they're all in anguish. And boy, oh boy, as much as I wanted to get to this battle, I feel we are right at the end of our time for today. It's just getting so good.
I mean, it's a good place to leave off. For
It
us
is
to
a
come
very
back
good
to.
place.
There was a lot more. Well, it's fine, but there was a lot more role playing and talking. But it was a good session to really delve into the canon of our world and explore and figure things out, especially just talking about this
And
riddle.
figure things out about each other.
So I think I have no choice but to stop it there. As much as I want to just go for another hour and do this battle, it is our time. I know. I can see Benny over there. It's like, I want to slay this undead thing. And I feel like you're going to do that. Probably the first move next time we come back.
No, the way I've been rolling since I joined this group.
Hey, I've got my soul back. I can cascade undead
So-
again.
So we have.
So things to take note of
Mm-hmm.
is GM still has one pocket FU, and we have a +1.
I have 2 pockets.
I was gonna say he's got more than one. But yeah, we only have one.
There.
Because Flub hates us.
One,
GM.
1 plus 1 4.
Don't ever change,
GM
Lucas.
yum yums.
All right.
But
I'm already voting for this campaign to go on longer. I'm just putting that on record.
already. It just noted. And
I love the characters.
These characters are great. You guys are great as players, and everybody's mixing well. I like how the players are mixing well, and the characters are sometimes mixing well and sometimes not. And that's exactly what's supposed to happen. Speaking of mixing well,
It's great.
and are not mixing well, has anyone resolved a bond that's been completely explored, no longer relevant or otherwise?
I think we've resolved the one with Cecil that we started with. Cecil fears the power I wield over souls.
You feel
I
that?
feel that's been explained now, and it's not. That's not quite the case. Like, she understands more.
Well, if Cecil agrees. So you're saying that he thought your
Yeah.
power was spookier, and it's not spooky to him anymore?
Yeah, one of my starting
Or whatever.
bonds is that another character feels the power I wield over souls.
Yeah.
And I feel like after that explanation, that's not quite the case.
Okay.
I mean, because it's not.
If you feel that if Cecil agrees, then erase that bond, mark XP, and formulate a new one when you have one.
Yeah, not sure what I'll replace it with yet.
Okay, no problem. Anybody else have a bond?
I do kind of have a bond. I think I got settled, perhaps 2, not sure, but one for Ralph, that he is the dependable sort. Keep an eye on him. My character pointed out those gloves specifically to him, thinking that it would benefit him. So that was kind of his way of keeping an eye on him. I don't know if that would work, but
if you
it ended up being given to Alavara.
Well, you said you think Ralph is dependable.
Yeah.
Well,
And he was going to keep an eye on him, kind of keep him around, protect him.
That was
And he was going to give him those and he was going to point out those gloves, hoping that it was something that would benefit Ralph. Ralph ended up giving it to Alvar.
Sure.
We needed something for her because she's so squishy, dude.
Yeah, because I forgot she was unarmored. That was my problem.
If you feel he's a dependent instead of being dependable, because he might be dependable because Ralph's like, I'm looking out. You can count on me. I'm looking out for her needing armor, so I'll give you these gloves. But if you think like he's a little weaker,
Well, dependable sort.
okay, but that's up to you. You guys,
not dependent, but dependable.
Okay. If you don't think Ralph is dependable anymore, and Ralph agrees,
then it's staying on. Then it's staying on.
I mean, it's like
so far Ralph is dependable.
I mean, I hope you think I'm dependable because I saved your violin last time, dude.
That is true.
Yeah.
You better be thankful.
Oh, he's thankful. He's just not expressed it yet.
I think that one still, it seems like it's an error. But if you said you have another one, you can do more than one bond, but you can only get XP for one per session.
Yeah. I think the others are still kind of open. So.
And if you have new bonds you want to write, because you can have 2 or 3 with each person, you can always add one.
I have 3 right now.
Okay. I mean, you can have up to 2 or 3 with each person. Okay. Does anybody else have a bond that they feel has been met or is not relevant or has changed? Even if it changes a little bit, you can be like, I thought Ralph was dependable. Now I'm not so sure. That's still a new one. If you think the dependable doesn't, just as an example, right?
I think Benny's did change for me.
Okay.
Because I put down a possibly decent meat shield. I'm gonna change.
I'm still not a decent meat shield.
No, you upgrade from possibility to yes, meat shield.
I'm gonna put down a loose cannon. Also now without a soul.
Oh, nice. Benny, are you okay with that?
Sure.
All right. Mark XP, Cecil.
So that bothers me a little bit because that's normally my thing.
That's good. There's some good.
I mean, he technically still has a soul. He's just missing a little piece of it now.
Does he?
I mean, I took a bit when I did the last rites. I didn't take the whole thing. You would know.
You have me inside you, Alvar.
Please, let's not word it that way.
Moving on. Anybody else have bonds?
I'm not adding any. I don't think any of mine are resolved, and I don't think I need to change any of mine because really Ralph is still looking at Benny pretty much the same way, even though Benny's now 6 inches taller and a little bit paler.
And buffer.
You look at him a little different. But...
So,
yeah.
I mean...
You have to tilt your head a little farther back.
Ralph still has a debt to Olivara. And then Cecil, yeah, I still have the things to do at Cecil's bar, but and
if
Cecil's
I'm not dead,
also
yes.
he is, and Ralph also respects Cecil for defending the stairs and the party last session.
Okay,
so
that's fine. Let's look at XP. Oh, I'm sorry. We are doing that.
End of session.
Let's look at alignment. Do you think that your alignment was fulfilled at least once this session? Or your drive or whatever it is your specific thing?
Yes.
What is your drive or your alignment?
Discover something about a magical mystery. We've discovered something about like 3 magical mysteries this episode.
Okay.
I'm still not trying to dominate things, so no.
Yes.
I still haven't made a bloodbath of my foes.
That'll be next time, I think. So, Olivara?
Yes. Carry out a spirit's last request. Doing the last rites for those ghouls was their last request.
It was. Mark XP. All right, 3 questions
and
for
it. And twice, so that better count.
Nope, you got it. That's true. I cut my hand not once, but twice for you. 3 questions. If you answer yes, everyone marks XP. Do we learn something new and important about the world?
Yep.
Yes.
A
Yeah.
little bit here and there.
What is that? Oh, one
Yeah.
thing, at least.
The Overlord's backstory, the previous Overlords.
Yeah, the whole
The
Overlord
5.
backstory thing.
And the
definitely.
Backstory, the 5, that Westralia
Yeah, I mean-
exists.
That's the most
That's
important
an
part
abomination.
Oh,
of the
yeah,
entire
it
episode.
exists.
That should be the name
There
of the.
used to be an Eastralia, and then it got swallowed up by Westralia.
That should be the name of the episode. Westralia exists. People are like, "What the hell does that mean?" All right.
I
So-
mean, that's a good episode name.
It's not a bad
Everybody, mark XP for one for that. Did we overcome a notable monster or enemy?
Not really this session.
Not
If
this
the rules
session.
pass on,
Yeah.
if you
We
call
got
it.
last session.
I mean,
We did count it last session. as
Are they
getting
notable?
past them too, though,
Oh, that's true. That's true. Notable.
because we got past them and the flesh golems.
I feel like that's going to be one that you do.
This was more an RP session.
It really was, but that's okay. It's great.
I love those. Those are some of the best sessions.
I think the overcome notable monster or enemy is going to be next session with the Morog there.
Oh,
hope
yes.
so. Hope whoever's still alive does get that.
Right.
And did we loot a memorable treasure? I feel like there's a yes in
I
there,
mean-
but I'm gonna let you guys
Oh,
look for
yeah,
it.
yes.
the skull,
Gloves.
the gloves,
My skull.
And the Decanter skull.
the extra parts.
Okay, mark XP for that
I
one.
don't
So
think the extra parts really counts, but the skull and everything else.
Yeah.
that's 2 XP.
Yeah.
I think I just
Another
leveled
XP.
again. What is it? 7 plus your current
It's
level?
9 for to get past level
Hell
2.
yes. If
7
we
plus your
survive
level.
this encounter, I get to level up.
Yep. I'm almost.
Same with me.
If all I have to do is roll a couple more times, then I'll be 2 levels up. I can go from 2 to 4 instantly.
So everybody has a level on deck then, a level 3
Mhm.
ready
Yeah.
to go.
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
You're all at level 3 technically if you
It-
rest at this
Yeah.
point?
It is 9
Yep.
plus your level, right?
7
Then, yeah,
plus.
I'm-
7
I
plus
could-
level.
So
7 plus level.
9
So yeah, I can definitely level up now.
9
I
is
can almost go to level 4.
9 is the total XP you have to have.
I'm exactly at 9. I don't roll poorly enough often enough,
That's too bad.
which is
or is
not
it?
as sinister
my
as I thought I'd
failures
say.
make me-
Yeah,
succeed.
like I haven't been rolling failures. Instead, my XP farm has literally been my alignment, like constantly, because I have the easiest alignment to fulfill in this entire campaign.
Well, yeah, you're in a wizard's tower. The wizard's tower.
Alrighty.
So,
You guys did it. You survived each other and some crazy. We found a new Benny Dot going on. And that's it. That is the end of our show. Whoops, I did the wrong thing again. Sorry, guys. We're going back. We'll do some
I thought of a
shoutros.
new bond.
We're a little over, so we won't keep them too long, but we'll do some shoutros, and I'm going to start. And then I'm going to go up to Cecil, then Ralph, then Benny, and then Olivara. But we have some new games in the works, some new things happening. We have a first ever Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition is going to be coming to the big screen. It's supposed to start next week, Thursday. It should. I've been working nights and weekends at the baseball diamond in our parks department, and there's baseball tournaments and softball tournaments going on. So there is a chance I have to work. I should probably be telling you guys on the side, but if all else is not failing, we will be starting the Yawning Portal next week on Thursday, or 2 weeks after that. Hopefully next Thursday, because that's what I want to do. 5 players in the Sunless Citadel. It's going to be good, and get my feet wet DMing 5th edition. I DM'd a lot of 3.5 and a lot of Pathfinder. Then I took a break, coming back to 5th edition, see what we can do.
I reiterate, Lucas, if a chimp like me can do it, you can do it. You'll be fine. That's a DM.
All right. Well, we'll just.
But you do have to be able to talk, so drink some water.
I know. Dang it. Roll dice and drink water. I might just roll dice in front of me. No, I got to do it on the overlay like everybody else. Anyways,
It's up to you.
and then we're looking at possibly doing a game where someone else other than me hosts it and runs it with the power of Twitch and YouTube and all these things. So we have one of my good buddies, Dem, looking to possibly GM another Dungeon World game on a Saturday night. So if you're out there listening or interested, please stop by. And we're looking for that in the
Enjoy
Discord.
me.
Oh, yeah. So you said yes. That was you. I knew it.
I'm his first player.
All right. That's going to be great. Take my survey as well. Got it right there in the Twitch chat. And that's about all I got. I'm going to pass it right over to Cecil, and I'm going to drink some water as he instructed me to.
That's right. Listen to your overlord. Hi, everybody. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for watching now or in the future when you do, or at all if you ever do, because we always appreciate somebody's comments in the what we call sometimes on on YouTube the doobly doo down below. We need comments. Let us know how we did. You notice anything we did wrong? Because we always do something and we don't notice it because we're doing this live off the cuff. Um, thanks for the guys and gals with us tonight. Thanks for playing with me. I always enjoy having people to bounce crazy ideas off of. Um, you can see me here on every Tuesday right now. Tonight was the Toast Dungeon World. Next Tuesday is going to be me running in the pilot seat of Alien RPG by Free League Publishing. Wonderful game and wonderful system. I'm really glad I got on board with it quickly. I'm glad my players enjoy it, despite the fact I think every time they're just going to be like, "Oh, this is boring," but they seem to keep having fun. And on Fridays we're trying Robotech. Hopefully we can meet again. There's the world's being chaotic, so stuff keeps happening on Fridays because I mean it is Friday.
Friday stuff.
Everybody wants to relax, but everything happens. But we've been having a good time, and I'll get to play the captain on that one, so I get to wear a fun hat. Other than that, that's all I got for now. I'm probably going to discuss some stuff with Lucas in the future here once I get my ducks in a row. Then I might announce it here so other people can join in, or
Ooh.
I don't know. So
Ooh. I don't even know. I'm so excited about this. Okay, I'll shut up.
yeah, I got to decide whether I want to do it. There's a lot. I got a lot of irons in the fire.
Sure. I'll just
The teaser of it is the theme would be Cybertron. So that's the teaser.
It's
I'm
a
done.
secret.
Sort of.
All right.
All right. Howdy, folks. Jodo1025 here. I will try to keep it brief. Luckily, I'm not nearly as insane right now as I normally am. So, but big thank you to Lucas for having me on this one, along with pretty much everything else on the air right now that he's got. But yeah, I'm Ralph McLeod on this one. On alternating Tuesdays, I'm also Joe Potensky, the smart gunner corporal, in charge of Delta Squad. While Sound tries to throw me under the bus and make murder all of our characters, but that's his job as the mother. And then on Fridays, I also appear as Ivan Suranova, the crazy Russian artilleryman who just decimates the enemy. But when I am not here, which when the D&D happens, I will also be here with a very interesting character. So I think I'm going to save him until we go live before I tell y'all what I'm planning. But when I'm not here, you can catch me over at twitch.tv/Jodo1025. I've been rather quiet the last 2 weeks just because we did a really hard push trying to raise money for sick children. So my Twitch channel is mostly centered around Dungeons & Dragons content along with random video game content, all in an effort to try to raise money for sick children as part of the Extra Life initiative of Children's Miracle Network. So on that note, I actually have a long-standing campaign, and then we have a special coming up on this Saturday with part 2 of Maureen's Mad Menagerie. So a Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition that I'm actually not running. It's actually Mighty Mr. M, who plays Beeble on my channel on every other Wednesday. So it's interesting, and you can donate to Extra Life Charity and affect our game. But other than that, normally I would also be having a Titans of Moran session, another Dungeons & Dragons edition adventure, the long-standing campaign, tomorrow. But we're actually going to skip this week because we have Triple M this weekend, and the last time I tried to do more than that in a week on my end, I just about died. so definitely catch me on Saturday 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time either that or ways jump on Lucas's Discord, because he's got a lovely little channel that makes beep boop noises at people when his buddies go live. So it's very helpful. I appreciate him letting me meander on and kind of getting me into this. So, and a big thank you to my fellow cast members for putting up with my random shenanigans tonight. So I will turn it over to Mr. Benny Dot.
Hi guys, I'm Jeff. I'm the one that plays Benny Dot, and I don't have very much to say here in the outro. I am on the small app under @JeffBeck1108, where I do voice acting and some song singing. Other than that, I do have a couple of projects coming in. I do have some scenarios that I'm looking to write for both Call of Cthulhu and D&D 5th edition. Hopefully they'll be coming in before the end of the year. Cross fingers. And other than that, probably a short project where I'm doing an audio read of a manga. So, hope you guys enjoy. I will hand it over to LaTorra.
Hey guys, it's Ava. You can catch me on Twitter @ThatNerdyWriter. You'll know it's me because you'll see my lovely face as the profile and my display name for Rogers, which is what I go by here. Aside from this game here, I am also going to be in the D&D 5e Yawning Portal game on what day of the week?
Thursdays.
Yes. And as well as the other Dungeon World game that's being run by Dem, starting who knows when. We're still getting players, and we'll be on alternating Saturdays once we do finally get that started. I believe, or I also play a character on the Arcology podcast's Anarchy game called, what is that game called? Nope, I lost it. I believe it. No, it's Las Vegas, where we play a bunch of ghouls. I'm not sure if those are airing yet, but they will be on the. You can catch it on their Patreon, or it will eventually be added on for just everyday listeners. I'm not quite sure when they're going to start airing those, however. I play Heaven, a punchy orc ghoul.
Nice.
With family problems.
Thank you.
That's all I got.
That's great. Thanks everybody for sharing. We are out. And yeah, usually I come in and say stuff now, but I started in the beginning, so that means I'm done. Done talking. Done talking to all of you. We got to get out of here. It's time to go to bed. Got a big day tomorrow. All kinds of stuff happening. Anyways, keep in touch. Join our Discord. Join YouTube. Follow on YouTube. Follow on Twitch. Sub there if you have. Twitch Prime. Only $5 a month. Appreciate all the support. Looking at upgrade equipment and quality. And yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that. Appreciate you follows. Appreciate people being here. Appreciate the players playing and putting up with me. Thank you very much to my wife and kid for letting me play. You know, my baby's like, hey, I don't know, I'm just sleeping. But thank you very much for everybody. We will see you next time. So have a good night. God bless and good gaming. Drop that curtain and we'll see you later. Stall for time because it wants to keep delaying. But anyways, we're out, guys. See ya.
I've got a couple new bonds